Dear student, today I will discuss lecture on Ellingham diagram, which is a part of your paper C5 topic General Principle of Metallurgy. Ellingham diagram deals with the thermodynamics of reduction process for the extraction of metal from their oxide using carbon or any other metals. Before discussing it, you please concentrate on figure 1, which has Ellingham diagram along with formula of free energy. Ellingham diagram is a diagram in which the change of free energy is plotted against temperature. Similarly, you should also know you try to understand the term Gibbs free energy. By definition, Gibbs free energy is the amount of energy available from a system at a given set of conditions that can be put into useful work. Now here, what one should keep in mind that for a spontaneous reaction, it is necessary that the free energy change, that is del G, must be negative. Here, this formula, that is change of free energy, is given by the formula del G is equal to del H minus T del S, where del H is equal to enthalpy change during the reaction, T, capital T, is absolute temperature, and del S is change of entropy during the reaction. Now this formula I have given in at the upper side of your figure 1. Now consider a reaction for a formation of oxide. For example, let M as an oxide which is in solid state react with a dioxygen which is in gaseous state to form a metal oxide which is also in solid state. In bracket it is given it S. Now dioxygen is used up in the course of this reaction, or you can say in simple way it is oxygen molecule which is used in the course of this reaction. Gases have higher entropy than the solid, obviously, because entropy is the randomness in the system. Obviously in the case of gases, the molecules are more, the atoms of gases or molecules are in the more random state, and therefore its entropy is high, while as it forms a metal oxide that is solid, it's random, because in solid all the atoms or molecules are placed in a systematic form and they are not in random one. Therefore, as we move from gaseous state to solid state, the change of entropy decreases. We said the randomness decreases, and as molecular orbital has a very little random in the MO means metal oxide forms has a very little random in the comparison to dioxygen, hence del S is negative. Obviously, if MO is less, random is less, O2 has a more entropy, then the final entropy will be less, that is negative, del S is negative. Thus, comparison to dioxygen, and hence del S is negative. Thus, if the temperature is raised, then the equation, that is del G is equal to del H minus T del S, the value of del G become less negative since T del S is subtracted in the equation. Thus we see that free energy increases with the increase of temperature. The free energy that occurs when 1 gram mole of a common reactant, in this case dioxygen, is used may be plotted graphically against temperature for a number of reaction of metal to their oxide. This graph is known as Ellingen diagram. Now concentrate on diagram. The Ellingen diagram summarizes the temperature dependence of standard free energy of formation of a metal oxide and is used to identify the temperature at which reduction by carbon or carbon monoxide becomes spontaneous. Now following are the important features of the Ellingen diagram. You concentrate on the figure 1 and try to understand it. First point is that the graph for metal to metal oxide, all slopes are on the upward direction. You see that all slopes are in the upward direction because the free energy change, because previously we had noted that in the formation of metal oxide from metal, the free energy decreases. Therefore, the free energy change increases with increase of temperature and discussed above. All the free energy change follow a straight line unless the material melts or vaporizes. Obviously, you'll find that, so for example, in the case of magnesium to magnesium oxide, it turns or you bends at certain point. Similarly, calcium, we have seen that. These are the points on which it melts, are the points where these materials melts or vaporizes. At this point, there is a large change of entropy associated with, and so it abruptly changes direction. The change of state which changes the slope of the line. For example, HGO lines changes at 356 degrees when HGO boils, that is mercury boils. The third point to be considered from the diagram is that when the temperature is raised, a point will reach where the graph crosses del G is equal to 0 line. This line has been given in figure 1 as a dotted line. Below this temperature, the free energy of formation of oxide is negative. You see that all the temperature below it is given as negative form. For example, it is minus 1000, minus 100, minus 600. So the oxide is where the graph crosses DJ line. Below this temperature, the free energy of formation of the oxide is negative. So the oxide is stable, because we know that if the free energy is negative, it moves toward the stability. But above this temperature, that is above the 0 line, oxides are unstable as free energy of formation is positive. For example, silver oxide can easily be decomposed to metal and dioxygen if the temperature is increased above 0 degrees Celsius as shown in the Ellingen diagram. It has been given, this particular example is given in your diagram also, that is figure 1. One should you always keep in mind that, and on the basis of you will understand, it will be better for you to understand it, that as the free energy change decreases or it becomes negative, the reaction moves in the forward direction, and if it is positive, the reaction will not be, or the reactant will be unstable. Fourth point, in a number of processes, one metal is used to reduce the oxide of other metals. There are a number of processes. For example, if ferric oxide should be may be removed by any other metal. Now, this Ellingen diagram helps us to determine which metal will be better to reduce the oxides of other metal. Any metal will reduce the oxide of other metal which lie above it in the Ellingen diagram. You just keep the figure before you and try to understand that any metal will be able to reduce the metal above it. For example, Aluminum reduces ferric oxide, chromium oxide or cuprous oxide, but will not reduce magnesium because it lies below it, below aluminum. Magnesium lies below, while iron, chromium and copper, they lie above aluminum. So they can be reduced with aluminum, but magnesium cannot be, because magnesium lies below aluminum. Now, the fifth point is, in the case of carbon reacting with dioxygen, now here we discuss 2 points. Among carbon and carbon monoxide, which is more feasible as far as reduction of other metal oxide is concerned? Now, when carbon react with dioxygen, two types of reaction takes place. This is given in figure 2, and now you concentrate on figure 2. In figure 2, we see a equation C plus O2 is equal to CO2 and twice C plus O2 is equal to CO. Means in equation 1 CO2 is formed, and in equation 2 we form CO. In the first reaction, that is in the formation of carbon dioxide from carbon and dioxygen, the volume of CO2 produced is same as the volume of CO2 produced. Yes, obviously, in the equation C plus O2, O2 is also one volume, and similar CO2 is also has also one volume. So their volume are similar, are same, and as far as so the change of entropy is concerned, it is very small, and del G hardly changes with the temperature in this case. That is in equation where carbon is converted into carbon dioxide. Now the graph of del G against T in the case of formation of carbon dioxide from carbon is a straight line, and in figure 2 it has been shown by a dotted line. The second reaction, that is the reaction of carbon oxide from by the reaction of carbon and oxygen, we see that 2 molecule of CO is produced for every 1 volume of dioxygen used. Means the volume of carbon monoxide is just double of the volume of dioxygen used. Thus, del S is positive in this case, and hence del G becomes increasingly negative as T increases. Obviously, this can be, as del S is positive, obvious that del G from the equation del G minus is equal to del H minus T del S. You will find that if del S is positive, obviously del H will be increasingly negative, and consequently line on Ellingen diagram given in figure 1 goes downward, which is depicted in figure 1. You see that it is going downward. The graph of C twice C plus O2 is going downward. The two lines, that is the line of C plus O2, the line which represent the formation of carbon dioxide from carbon and dioxygen, and the line which represents the formation of carbon monoxide, they crosses each other at 710 degrees Celsius in the graph given in the figure 2. Below this temperature, the reaction crosses at about 710 degrees. Below this temperature, reaction to form CO2 is energetically more favorable. Means below 710, this carbon dioxide is energetically more favorable for the reduction. But above 710, the formation of CO is preferable because free energy sharply decrease above 700 in the formation of CO. Thus, in principle, carbon would be used to reduce any metal oxide if sufficiently high temperature were used. But there is a limitation for it. Limitation is that on the use of carbon for extracting metal, in that case, that at a high temperature, carbon for many metals react with carbon to form carbides. So it is not feasible. Rather, below a certain limitation, we can use carbon to form, reduce any metal to their metal oxide. Now, I again say that if you want to understand this Ellingen diagram, you have to consider 2 points. That is, one is that the negative free energy will always lead to the stability, and second, that the metal oxide above oxide above the given metal or the cannot be reduced by it. Rather, any metal which lies below it will reduce the other metal oxide, because if they reduce and form oxides, its free energy will decreases, and this will ultimately lead to the spontaneity of the reaction. Okay, thank you.